governance is for a chief executive or a board or any business is about doing the right thing.
It's about the way you run your business, but it's also the way you actually operate as well. It's hugely important, and it's always operating at the highest standards.
It's not just in terms of the process, because I think very often people think of governance only as compliance and they think about the process. But actually governance is vibrant. It's about the leadership of the organisation.
For me, it's about trust, how businesses instill trust, how people perceive the essence of the business and how they understand its values and its thought process. I guess it's a bit like electricity, you can't see it, but it's absolutely integral, and it's how things work, but you can't necessarily define it and sort of touch it.
It's telling people when you've not lived up to your own high standards. If you set out your stall to be compliant and of a high governance model, then you have to be held accountable for that.
As the head of Veolia in this country and Northern Europe, I think governance is very much important in two respects. One is the values, and the other is how do you cascade that through the whole of the company.
We see it through every aspect of our business. This is about the tone from the top, it's about setting the agenda, but it's for the newest person that's just arrived within HSBC. It's fundamentally about doing the right thing and asking the right questions, and to understand both your responsibility and your accountability.
I was joking with a fellow CEO recently who we were talking about our business values, and our three values are integrity, continual improvement and inclusivity. And he was poo-pooing the use of integrity. He says, well, why have that as a specific value? Because everybody, of course, you have to operate to a high level of integrity. I said, yes, agreed, but we make a specific point in BSI. And when we say it's about integrity, we really do mean it, because our reputation, and I would argue the reputation of any organisation, is fundamentally made or broken by whether they actually live up to a value of integrity. And they can demonstrate it. It's easy to say, but it's difficult to do. So our task, my task at BSI, is to ensure that that value of integrity comes to life, not just in our words, but also in our actions. And when we do transgress, and maybe where we have been less than perfect, then that we acknowledge that publicly if necessary, and we react to it accordingly.
It's that added value that comes through a really good board that's having effective conversations, that has a shared understanding of where it wants to take the company, what its purpose is, what its values are, how it relates to its stakeholders.
I think for us, it's actually simplified things in many ways, because we operate from one standard, and it has to be the highest, it has to be the best standard. As I said, regardless where we operate in the world, there is a group standard. So you could argue that that's actually simplified it. However, we have 270,000 people across 6,500 offices. That is a huge communication exercise. And as I said, it starts from the top, but it's right the way through. And it's in all aspects of the business, whether you're sitting at a screen, whether it's doing training, it's in all of our operations to make certain that we understand. But also the way we do it, we're talking with customers all the time. We have to understand their businesses and the impact on us as well as for them.